Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Unico Williams back with another episode of Do You Hear Me with Unico Williams. Special, the Diddy trial. That's right. Make sure that you follow me on follow me, subscribe, all the things on YouTube. Do all that, and wherever you're watching, just subscribe. I appreciate when you do that. It makes my heart happy. Um, Here we go, y'all. Here we go. We have finally got sight of the finish line. That's right. Today, the government and Diddy's team have decided that they're going to rest their case today. Now, let's go and talk about how we got there. So, first and foremost, if you haven't been here before, this is what we do. I'm the judge, I'm Diddy, I'm the attorneys, I'm everything. We're going to act this thing out and give you details. If you have any questions, make sure that you chat, leave it in the chat, and I'll 100% take good care of you. Make sure that y'all know what's going on. I answer any questions you got. So let's get started. First of all, we want to shout out to P. Diddy trial updates. They are my place marker as I listen to everything that's going on today in the courthouse, but this is my place marker. It makes it easy. Make it easy for me. So make sure y'all like and subscribe to them until this trial is over with. Then I don't know, do whatever you want to after that. Maybe it'd be another trial update. I don't know. But start the day off. Diddy is currently seated. He's wearing an orange sweater. Quite a departure from his usual neutral tone blue, gray, or beige sweaters. And he's just looking through documents. The jury hasn't come in yet, but Diddy's lawyer pushed to admit Cassie sexed as evidence. The judge has blocked some and allowed others, like a message saying, "Be your little freak," in baby oil text, suggesting they may link to alleged freak-offs. So basically showing that Cassie wanted to, she was cool with this. She liked this. I just bought some baby oil. I just want it so bad. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Diddy's defense is trying to do. So they're trying to get some of these sex messages admitted. They went on a break, and then Diddy's lawyer is like this. Please pull up Exhibit 1406, dated December 21st, 2021. It involves Jane, Mr. Combs, Don, and Cabral. That's Sly. Please turn off the attorney screens. We're going to watch some videos. Start playback from the beginning and stop at 2 minutes and 22 seconds. So they're playing it. A juror says that their device is running low on battery. So then the jurors are moving and shifting and fidgeting as this video is playing. And it says, "What does she say here?" And this is the agent that was like looking through all the information and stuff in the technology aspect of things, extracting the information from files from devices. That was so effing sexy. Then she adds, "I'm wet thinking about it," with heart eyes emojis. Now, Paul enters the chat, but your chart doesn't include Cabral's messages with Jane. So let's look at Exhibit 3328. On December 21st, 2021, Jane messages Cabral to say, "Happy New Year, and let me know if you want to come tonight." What does Cabral respond? Cabral writes, "I'm cooking for my family, but tomorrow for sure." So Jane was trying to see Sly on the slide. In that exchange, also not in your summary chart, agent didn't say nothing. Exhibit DX3050 under the Italian section from April 4th, 2022. Combs and Jane, please read Mr. Combs' message. "I've been having crazy fantasies about Leo. You and Leo. Let's turn to the messages from early October 2022 between Mr. Combs, Jane, and a man named Paul. Jane previously testified that Paul often joined them during their hotel encounters, correct? Yes, that's correct. Please read the message Jane sent to Paul. She writes, "Ready for some fun tonight?" And does she follow up with any instructions? Yes. "Come after the butlers are finished helping. You can wait in the lobby if you get there early." So she's coordinating directly with Paul, inviting him, giving him a time and a place. That's what the messages indicate, yes. Then, moving to Exhibit 1406, the next messages are from July 2022. You only review what the government provided to you, correct? That's right. In these texts, Combe tells Paul to come over. Yes. Jane then writes, my place is free tonight. She also says, I got on my knees and thank God for the health of my child and for your friendship. Followed by heart emojis, correct? Correct. Let's look at Combs' own messages to Paul from around that same time in October 2022. What does Mr. Combs text him? He writes, hold up, the staff is outside. They leave now. Hang tight. So Combs is telling Paul to wait until the staff is left? That's correct. Suggesting he was coordinating his arrival as well. Yes, it appears so. Let's look at Exhibit GX103. This is a conversation between Jane and Paul, correct? I don't memorize exhibit numbers. Ha ha ha. All right, let's display it. Public screen is off. This message is between Mr. Arthur, that is Paul, and Mr. Combs, who says staff is leaving. And here we have the first mention of Antoine, dated October 8th, 2022. Yes, he appears here. Now, looking at photos marked E285, do you notice the bracelet Jane is wearing? Yes, I see it. In another text, Jane writes, can you come to Turks? What's his response? He replies, yes, love, I have a passport, but I'm not vaccinated. Then she asks, can you get in through ATL? Which is Cabral's home base. And a few days later, on March 21st, 2023, she brings up Miami, correct? Yes. Then in April 2023, a message thread involving Jane, Combs, and Paul. Paul says, hey, Jane's real name, I'm available. She responds by asking about the 19th. Yes. Let's look at these messages from January 2023. These also involve Mr. Combs, Jane, and Paul. They appear to be coordinating a hotel visit, correct? Yes. Read Combs' message to Jane. He writes, can I walk in on you and Paul? I would like that. And how does Jane respond? She replies, yes. What does she ask after that? What time should I tell him? And what's Combs' reply? Maybe 9:30, so he doesn't run into anyone. Then Jane messages Paul. She writes, okay, let me make sure the coast is clear. Again, showing coordination to avoid being seen? Correct. Jane writes, tonight was fun. How does he respond? He replies, had a great time with you, baby. Now let's move to April 2023 in the group chat with Jane, Combs, and Paul. Paul messages Jane using her full name saying, hey, I'm available. Jane then asks about the 19th, correct? Yes. Jane adds, I'll reach out. How about P? Ital is available. What does Mr. Combs say in response? Combs replies, okay, you find location? You in the mood? And Jane responds, she says, didn't know you were unsatisfied. I stopped and got a couple more outfits. I know what you like, Daddy. At the London, before you left for NYC, you did a film, you forgot it. You promised you wouldn't forget. Then she includes a smirking emoji, devil face. I'm coming, Daddy. That video you sent me was hot, followed by a sweat emoji. So let's go over the messages where Mr. Combs texts Jane, I can't have KK, no. Damn. What's the context here? It appears Mr. Combs is expressing concern about someone, possibly KK, finding out. Jane then coordinates the location for a hotel night. Yes, she meets with an entertainer and also mentions picking up new outfits. When asked if she was in the mood, what does she reply? She simply says yes. Combs said, did you get the pill? And hit me when the coast is clear. Correct. And Jane responds, Joey is gone and Italian is pulling up. The next day, what does Jane text Mr. Combs? She writes, I love you loving on me and me you. Then in May 2023, she messages him again about another hotel night. Yes, she texts Combs about an available entertainer, and when he doesn't respond, she follows up with, baby, all is set. She also arranges flights to Miami? Yes. Does she text the entertainer that she's clearing out the assistant? Yes, she writes, give me a sec. They had to stop by to drop off stuff. Later, she thanks him and offers to send payment through Zelle. Sean Diddy Combs is hunched over as he watches the exchange between Cerciello and Garagos, Diddy's lawyer. She said, sorry, in this message, Jane texts Combs, I love you, can't wait to see you, along with heart emojis. Then she adds, let's be positive. Remember how we turned it around at 1 star, correct? That's correct. You got Chef? And Jane says, she says no. Then she adds, you know, I was trying for my chef Ipu, right? Huh? Chefy Poo. Oh, for my Chefy Poo. Jane then asks, are you up for coming to LA? How much would it take to make up for missing your chef gig? He responds, sorry, love. I could have done it with enough heads up. Then Mr. Combs texts Paul, hurry up. She's at the hotel and she's horny as hell. Need help, LOL. And Paul replies, LOL. And Combs sends Paul an image. Does it appear to be a photo of Shaquille O'Neal? Yes, it does. Counsel, the judge is like, counsel, man, we have a brief sidebar. why you sending a picture of Shaq, man? He loves basketball, I guess. Sidebar is over. They're going to break. Now they're back. They still back Diddy's team. Let's go back to Exhibit 1406. Mr. Combs texts Paul, security knows to let you in the back, right? He follows that with, just say P, not Paul. Then Jane sends a message, just wanted to tell you I love you. I'm listening to your music and making love with you. Partay, rose, whatever we were saying. Still on Exhibit 1406, August 12, 2023, Mr. Combs writes, movie night was off the chain. Jane replies, so we try something new tonight? And what's his response? He says, call Italian. Jane replies, one hotel roof, good for drinks and light bites, with a smiley face and kiss emoji, correct? Yes. Then Combs texts, baby, I'm stressed out. And Jane responds, I'm back to mommy mode. Now we're on September 19, 2023. That date lines up with several of the chats we reviewed yesterday. Let's go to Exhibit 1407. No need to scroll through every message. Haha, just jump to page 48. Let's move to the August 2023 text exchange between Jane and Mr. Combs. What does Mr. Combs ask her? He asks Jane what she thinks of the new guy. And how does she respond? She replies, he seems cool, babe. Hopefully he doesn't know anybody we know, LOL. Does she mention anything about an NDA? Yes, she says she'll make sure he signs the paperwork. Then Jane sends a message saying, just wanted to tell you I love you. I'm listening to your music and thinking about making love with you. Partay, rose, whatever we were saying. So back to Exhibit 1406. Combs text, movie night was off the chain. Hold on, let me keep going. Hold on, let me go. Because something happened. Okay, I'm sorry. They back to mommy messages, blah, blah, blah. So they're going back up to what they reviewed yesterday. So pull up Exhibit 1407, page 48. I'd like to highlight a few messages not reflected in the summary chart. DX3187, Combs writes, headed to ATL. Then he sends another message. I can't even look. It'll drive me crazy. Jane responds with, muy caliente, along with a sweat emoji, followed by, that shit was different, all of it. That's from September 24th, correct? Yes, she also wrote, we had a great doll, D-A-W. Doll? Day at work? Jane follows up with, Daddy want to see mommy be bad tonight? Then adds an explicit message including emojis, correct? That's right. She continues, I'm going to blow your mind tonight. Can't wait to lick your nipples. Okay, so that's true. Okay, whatever. Correct. She sends more emojis. Drooling face. Then it's sexy here in the hotel. Yeah, we need to run to the freak store. Let's go to line 57. Jane says she didn't have time to do her nails. Combs responds. He says, I fucking love it. And this exchange is just between Jane and Mr. Combs. That's correct. On line 913, dated September 30th, Jane texts, I love you, baby. Have a great show. Then there's another message. I won't read that one out loud. Haha. There aren't any further locations and entries until February 8th, 2024, right? Right. Christina Caron messages Jonathan Perez. How does he look? Then adds, you could put him in front of someone, but he just took a full bar, so I think he'll be asleep soon. Your Honor, can we turn off the public screen? For the record, the public screen has already been off throughout this exchange. Garagos wanted to play a video for the jurors, but 3 screens are off. Judge says some of the devices have been charged, so Garagos can continue. Let's look at February 19th, 2024. Exchange. What does Christina Caron text Brendan Paul? She writes, Wild King mode active or Gucci bag active. And how does Mr. Paul respond? He replies, in between the two. That date, February 19th, 2024, is it listed as a hotel night in your summary? No, it's not. And no messages between Mr. Combs and Jane were reviewed for that day? Correct. Let's talk about Jane's travel. Flight records show Jane flew to Miami just before Mr. Combs' Instagram apology in May 2024 regarding the Cassie video, correct? Yes, that's correct. And you found no evidence that a third party met them in Miami. That's correct. There's no such evidence. We're almost done. Please pause the video here. Do you see the message from Jane? I have the best memories. I have just a few more questions about Exhibit 1409, but first let's pull up 1408. Do you see an account transfer for $22,000? Yes, I see it. Now, looking at Exhibit 1409, this relates to Jane and Fuentes Transportation. Do you charge $151.99 to Jane's real name and also a reference to Cabral Williams? I do. I'm also seeing entries for $324.50 and $760.25. So let's go to page 96. These are from Sean Combs' personal bank account records. The total due is listed as $74,000. Do you see an account transfer to LCC? Yes, it's noted there. Just one more video to show. Please turn off the attorney screens. Agent Cerciello, you reviewed the metadata for which chart are you referring to? That's a fair question. Let's go ahead and play it. Another sexually explicit video clip. Let's look at these records. They show that Mr. Combs personally paid for travel invoices related to Jane and certain entertainers in both September and November 2023. Yet, in the government summary chart, the credit is given to the travel manager. You didn't note that Mr. Combs personally paid for these expenses? No, I did not. One final video remains. This one is dated December 17, 2021. All right, thank you, agent. You may return to keeping New York City safe. Haha. Redirect. The government's up now. Briefly, Your Honor, Agent Cerciello, did we just see Mr. Combs pay for Cabral Williams travel from Atlanta to Florida, crossing state lines? Objection! Do the government charts include every single text message exchanged in this case? No, they do not. Let's pull up the messages that predates this. Objection, Your Honor, that's beyond the scope of cross. Your Honor, Ms. Garagos opened the door. Sidebar. They're back to it. Agent Cerciello, during this particular time frame, did you observe any messages between Jane and Mr. Combs that were sexual or affectionate in nature? No, I did not. No further questions, Your Honor. Does the government rest? Subject to a few possible corrections, yes, essentially we rest. Jurors, please step out for a break. Mr. Agnifilo, is the defense ready to proceed? Yes, Your Honor. We move for a judge of acquittal under Rule 29. Interference alone is not sufficient. See U.S. versus Copeland, Second Circuit 2012. Regarding count 1, Mr. Combs is entitled to acquittal. The government has failed to meet the legal requirements for RICO. There is no evidence of an agreement to violate RICO or to commit to predicate racketeering acts. The alleged enterprise must be more than just a group of individuals. In this case, the enterprise's goals overlap directly with the alleged racketeering acts, such as sex trafficking, which violates precedent. See Boyle versus U.S. There's no clear organizational structure. A proper RICO enterprise needs more than a rimless hub and a spoke model. Furthermore, the prosecution has not provided sufficient proof of a conspiracy spanning 20 years. They claim an inner circle of bodyguards, but fail to show any collective criminal conduct. The evidence offered is thin at best. At most, the case shows use of personal quantities of drugs, some alcohol, astroglide, and baby oil. Jonathan Perez testified these hotel nights were personal time with a woman. Brendan Paul also described them as a hotel for the night. David James testified that he once saw a naked man in Mr. Combs' hotel room, but believed it wasn't within the scope of his responsibilities. While sexual encounters involving Cassie Ventura and Jane occasionally included third parties, there's no evidence those individuals were arranged by staff. If anything, these encounters reflected a deeper personal connection to Mr. Combs. Jane herself told Cabral Williams, "Don't want the team to intercept you." Trying to say this ain't no, I didn't organize this. He didn't organize this. That's what she's trying to say. That's what they're trying to say. In May, she mentioned having to wait until the assistance cleared out. Even when Christina Karam and the security team became aware of Combs' alleged violence towards Ms. Ventura, that does not constitute racketeering. There is no evidence that they aided or participated. There is no evidence that Christina Karam knew or believed the women involved were being coerced. Her role appears to be limited to damage control, and there's testimony indicating Mr. Combs was dishonest with her. Though the government portrays KK as the central co-conspirator, she doesn't appear in the timeline until March 2016, 12 years after alleged conspiracy began. Furthermore, there's a clear gap in the evidence. There's nothing between Mr. Combs' breakup with Cassie in 2018 and his relationship with Jane beginning in 2021. Even under RICO, the government must prove the existence of a single overarching agreement. That has not been demonstrated in this case. See U.S. versus Pizzonia. And even if this court denies our Rule 29 motion, some charges should not be submitted to the jury. Under California law, the government must show that the information was about to be disclosed to law enforcement. As the court previously ruled in April, there was lack of probable cause on that point. Your Honor, the government has failed to prove that Mr. Combs coerced Cassie Ventura into any form of commercial sex. There is no evidence whatsoever that she was unwilling to participate in what they call freak-offs. A person in Mr. Combs' position would have clearly understood that Miss Ventura enjoyed the sexual activity and did not feel forced into it. Yet, yes, their relationship was toxic. We get that. And yes, Mr. Combs was, at times, regrettably violent. But domestic violence, however unacceptable, is not sex trafficking. Violence in a relationship, even deeply troubling violence, is not the same as coercion for commercial sex purposes under the law. The government's theory collapses under its own weight. If violence occurred, Miss Ventura left, that's not coercion. It's proof of autonomy. This case requires more than discomfort and dysfunction to meet the high threshold for a sex trafficking conviction, and that bar has not been met. Judge, I will reserve my decision on defense's motion of judgment of acquittal. Mr. Combs, do you understand that the decision whether or not to testify is entirely yours? Yes, it's my decision. I'm making it. I've been wanting to tell you. Thank you. You're doing an excellent job. Haha, thank you. I appreciate it. Now they're back. We will now begin the defense's case. So now this is Diddy's team. Diddy's team is up here and they're presenting their case. We're moving to enter into evidence the stipulation regarding devices provided to the government by Miss Cassandra Ventura. Mr. McLeod, please pull up Defense Exhibit 1402 and highlight row 5. The public still can't see. Focus on the section labeled local use. It reads, I'm the luckiest woman in the world. I'll get all the pictures together this week. So many good ones. Meanwhile, Diddy, seated between his attorneys Westmoreland and Brian Steele, quietly passed a notepad to Westmoreland, Diddy's main dude. From the local user, I owe you a good night. If you want me to call someone, I will. I need to treat my pop better. I promise I'll do better, and if I don't, you can leave me, but that won't happen. Mr. Combs text, you think you can freak off without getting high? Cassie replies with a smiling face, yes. Moving to exhibit Zoom in on the first few messages. Cassie writes, send me a pic. She also texts, I just bought baby oil at the store because I couldn't help myself. Then follows up with, I'm proud of us. We've been together a long time. Baby, you do make me happy. I looked at my bracelet and it made me smile. Cassie also writes, you are my best friend, CC. That message was sent May 30th, 2017. Then they tag team the other attorney in. Boom. I'll now read from a statement about Daniel Phillip. He was reportedly told to sit on the couch while Mr. Combs took his turn with Cassie. He admitted he felt jealous. Regarding Don Richards, she's met law enforcement October 24, again April and May 2025. Notably, the notes do not indicate Mr. Combs ever said, where I'm from, people go missing. And Mr. Hayes stated that he began to develop romantic feelings for Miss Ventura. Concerning Capricorn Clark, the interview notes from the first 11 of her 13 sessions with law enforcement and federal prosecutors make no mention of any phone call made near Scott Miscuddy's car in Los Angeles. In Mia's early interviews, there's no mention of Mr. Combs initiating sex with her. As for Bangalan, her initial statement did not include that Mr. Combs said, I could kill you during a photo shoot. Also, it was Exhibit 3288 that was admitted, not 3228. We may have the additional items. With that, the defense rests. The government does not intend to present a rebuttal on this, so feds leave it alone. Jurors, you will not need to report tomorrow. Please return Thursday. All rise. So now jurors leave, and we still doing some wrapping up here. Have both parties discussed Thursday's logistics? We propose going until 5 p.m. on both Thursday and Friday. That's acceptable. When will I receive the finalized jury instructions? Maybe have a moment. Certainly. I'd like to officially withdraw a non-existent exhibit so no one searches for it later. Also, we're requesting that demonstrative exhibit 1512 be unsealed. Approved. The demonstrative will be unsealed. We expect jurors won't begin deliberating until Monday. There will be an extensive arguments and then your instructions. Understood. That timeline makes sense. We'll submit the final jury charge by 7:30 p.m. That'll work. We'll convene at 10 a.m. Actually, I'm making a slight change. Tomorrow's charge conference will begin at noon. We hope the defense won't raise current events or commentary about United States government resources during their closing. We believe it would be inappropriate. All right, that's fine. Adjourn till tomorrow. That's what it is, y'all. That's what it is. That's the government took 5-6 weeks to lay out their case about this, and Diddy's team, they said, I'm just gonna lay out some real facts for you. This what they're saying don't make sense. And then they're doing this Rule 29 thing where it's like what they're charging him with, they haven't even said anything. This doesn't make sense. So that's where they're going with this. So now tomorrow we might have a light date. I think they're gonna continue arguing about the jury instructions and what should be included and what shouldn't be. Because there's obviously a clear line that Diddy's team is trying to make between what makes a RICO and what the government believes what makes a RICO, and then what he did to this, that, and the third, right? So, and then Thursday, we will begin the closing arguments. And then Thursday and Friday. And then Monday, the jury will start deliberating. So we're going to be on Diddy Watch on Monday. We're going to be on pause. We're going to be on Diddy Watch on Monday for sure. But keep it tuned in. I'll let y'all know about if it wasn't about nothing, I'll just come on here and quickly say it wasn't about nothing tomorrow. If some groundbreaking happens, I'll let y'all know. But either way it goes, it'd be a community post or something. But we're gonna have closing arguments, and I'm gonna act those out for you all. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Do You Hear Me with Unico Williams, special the Diddy trial. I holla.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. Don't forget, every Thursday, the full podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and mama, I'm on Spotify. Overall 99 ENT bring you videos from Friday all the way to Friday. So be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. Again, thank you so much.